So here's the question. Are we all good or all evil? Or are we both? Now, this is a very confusing question. Let's look at a scenario. Ariel Castro, a man who abducted 3 women and kept them for 10 years, and we all know what he did to them. But to Castro, he was not evil. Yet, to the world, he most definitely was. But does that make what Castro thought wrong? The civil rights, a time when the white race felt they were better than all of the other races. During this time, a group of white supremacists threw a bomb at a church, consequently killing 4 little black girls. Now, they didn't think this was wrong, because they thought they were better. Well, we know that today they were. It's 2014. We love every human race. All of them. But anyway, even though today we know that what they did was most definitely wrong, they still believe what they were doing was correct. Now, this is sounding very contradictory, but we know that everyone is entitled to their own opinions. But when does that mean that everyone's opinion is fact to themselves, and facts can't be changed? So, Batman, or at least Bat-Kid, and his equally amazing larger crusader, helped save San Francisco from the tyrannies of evil. Now, how could this possibly be evil? Well, that's just it. It's not. The entire world rejoiced over this. So here's the viewpoints of everyone in the world. They're parallel. This just means that we're all viewing it the same way, in the same idea. Now, here are the viewpoints of what we saw earlier. They intersect. That means that there's a contradiction in what we're thinking. Now, this contradiction doesn't mean that the other one's wrong. It just means that we're looking at it at a different angle. Even though you're looking at it at a different angle, it's still the same thing. So you might be asking yourself, do my opinions not matter? Well, kinda, but not really. Looking at another scenario, the Kenya Mall terrorists. They were evil. They killed 67 people. But to them, they were fighting for the cause. So what they did was justified. Now, this is another contradiction, but what do we call it when a contradiction happens in reality? Yes, a paradox. But what's a paradox? Well, the most renowned paradox is Schrodinger's cat. Basically what Schrodinger's cat is you put a cat in a steel bunker with a vial of poison, and the poison has a 50% chance of breaking and a 50% chance of doing nothing. But until we look, we don't know if the cat's dead or not. So until we look, the cat is either dead or alive, or both. It's a superposition of both. This is a paradox. So we're dealing with paradoxes and these different angles of perception. So to recap, if you look at the same thing from different angles, it's going to look different. But all in all, it's still the same thing, just from different viewpoints. And the paradox of good and evil is that until you perceive something as good and evil, it lies in a superposition of both good and evil. But even after we perceive it, because of the different angles, it's still both good and evil. So humans are both good and evil, because good and evil are both the same side of a sideless coin.